We're sure the Raptors are grateful that they drafted Scottie Barnes in the 2021 NBA Draft because he's a massive reason why the team's been top 5 in the Eastern Conference since last season. The best part, though, is that he's only getting better. So in this video, we're going to be talking about Scottie's performance in Toronto's blowout victory against the Spurs, since it showcased how much his point guard skills have improved. First up, let's look at his stats against the Spurs. With Fred VanVleet out with a back injury, Barnes has had to step up to the occasion more than usual. Thankfully for Toronto, he's done exactly that. In just 28 minutes of playing against the Spurs, the 21-year-old put up 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists, along with 1 block. Plus, his efficiency was terrific, as he made 7 of 13 shots, which is good for 53.9% from the field. The athlete also had the second-best plus-minus of the game, with a score of 30. Barnes' contributions allowed Toronto to demolish San Antonio and blow them out by a staggering 43 points. Much like the Raptors fans, we wish the game was a little closer, so we could have seen the point guard play just a few more minutes. Next up, let's talk about some of his best plays from the game. Barnes started off strong as he got his first points of the game with a fast break dunk within 1 minute of the match starting. Then he drained a triple less than a minute later, giving the Raps the early 7-0 lead. Though what stood out in this game was Scottie's terrific playmaking. With the Raps up 9-2 in the first quarter, he threw up a beautiful alley-oop pass to Christian Koloko, who dunked the ball for an easy 2 points. Then, to start the second quarter, he rifled an incredible skip pass to Chris Boucher, who converted on a 3-pointer. A few minutes later, he found Boucher once again, who scored the easy layup. Barnes was doing a spectacular job of running the offense, all while playing stellar defense against Tre Jones. His performance showed off how he can give you a little bit of everything. After all, he's a 6'9" guard, so we can only expect greatness from him. If you go ahead and check out his highlights from the game, you'll see how effortless he makes everything look, whether it's a dunk, a pass, or a tough finish. Watching him play is a sight for sore eyes. Moving on, how far can the Raptors make it if Scottie keeps playing well? The Raptors were 5th in the Eastern Conference last year, but they got eliminated by the 76ers in the first round of the playoffs. With their win against the Spurs, Toronto's currently 3rd in the East, with a record of 5 wins and 3 losses. If you think about it, the Raptors have a good chance of staying a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference because Pascal Siakam is having a fantastic season, and so is Scottie. If the two of them can keep leading the team from the front and make big plays on both ends of the floor, then the Raptors should be able to make a deep run. If teams such as Philly, Miami, Brooklyn, and the Knicks keep struggling, that leaves the Eastern Conference wide open for the Raptors, and we think they'll be able to make it to the Eastern Conference semis. But that also depends on how well Barnes can handle the pressure once the going gets tough. Now, let's look at how Scottie's offseason went and how well he's played in other games of the season. Starting off, what did Barnes and his trainer work on during the offseason? While Scottie's defense has always been great, some people doubted whether he'd be useful on the offensive end because he wasn't the best shooter coming out of the draft. So, of course, the athlete and his trainer, Brian Macon, went to work in the offseason so that Scottie could turn his weakness into strengths, making him a deadly player. When Macon was asked about what they worked on over the summer, he started by saying that the emphasis was on refining his game, especially on offense. How did Coach Brian do that? By adding some go-to moves to the 21-year-old's arsenal, which he can whip out the second he crosses half court. Brian added that they also worked hard on his jump shot, because as we all know, the NBA's now a shooter's league, thanks to the Steph Curry effect. According to Macon, Barnes has already become much better compared to when he was a rookie, and said that he can't wait for the 2022 Rookie of the Year to go off in his sophomore season as well. What's more, Scottie put on 10 pounds of muscle over the summer, making him much stronger, so that means he'll play even better defense and also power through others in the paint. 8 games into the season, it's clear as day that Scottie's hard work is paying off big time, and once you hear his stats from some of the other games he's played so far, you'll have no choice but to agree with us. Moving on, he was phenomenal against the Hawks. If you thought his stats against the Spurs were good, you'll think his stats versus Atlanta were amazing. In 33 minutes, the 21-year-old put on an all-around clinic as he scored 21 points, grabbed 7 boards, dished out 8 dimes, and stole the ball once as well. As usual, Barnes was super efficient from the field, as he made 7 of his 14 shots. But the craziest part is that most of his makes were from beyond the arc. The guy who was known for having a weak jumper last season cashed in on 5 of the 9 3-pointers he attempted, which is good for 55.6%. Those are some Steph Curry numbers. Plus, his handle looked terrific as he hit a clean behind-the-back move, followed by a step-back 3-pointer in the first quarter. He was on fire from deep and left everyone shocked. The reigning Rookie of the Year's heroics allowed the Raptors to steamroll the Hawks. Following that, let's look at his performances against Philadelphia. While Toronto lost to Philly on the 28th of October, and Barnes wasn't as aggressive in the paint as he should have been, he was still really impressive because of how efficient he was. Scottie put up 13 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal, shooting 4 for 7 from the field, and an impressive 3 of 4 from deep. This wasn't his strongest showing overall, but his efficiency from the 3-point line was just marvelous. Last season, he was a terrible shooter, and now he's already improved so much. It's truly remarkable. When the two teams met on the 26th of October, Barnes had a solid showing overall, as he posted a double-double with 16 points and 10 rebounds, coupled with 5 assists and 1 steal. Again, the 21-year-old's efficiency was above 50%, but his 3-point shooting wasn't there in this game, unfortunately. But that didn't stop him from helping the Raps win against a super talented team. Coming up, let's talk about his performances against Brooklyn and the Cavs. Even though Toronto lost to the Nets, Barnes was one of the bright spots besides Siakam, as he posted 17 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals, while shooting 50% from the field, as well as from beyond the arc. And of course, we can't forget about Toronto's first game of the season, where Barnes helped the Raps take the W against the OP Cavaliers squad. The 6'9" guard scored 15 points, dished out 7 dimes, grabbed 3 boards, and got 2 steals as well. He shot 50% from the field and made the one and only 3-pointer he attempted. In practically every game he's played so far, Scottie's been terrific, so we hope he can keep playing like this. Finally, is Barnes better than he was last season? We all know that Scottie's a phenomenal player, and that's why he was Rookie of the Year last season. But that also means that fans and analysts are going to be tough on him if he doesn't keep improving. In his rookie season, Barnes averaged 15.3 points per game on 49, 30, 73 shooting splits, along with 7.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and 1 steal per game. Besides that, his player efficiency rating was at 16.3, which is pretty solid for your first year in the league. In the 7 games he's played this season, the 21-year-old's averaging 15.4 points, 5.6 rebounds, 4.4 assists, and 1 steal. Now, if someone were to look at just these numbers, they'd think he hasn't stepped up his game enough. But we assure you, that's far from the truth. Thanks to his hard work in the offseason, Scottie's efficiency has improved drastically, and he's currently shooting 52.4% from the field and almost 77% from the charity stripe. But that increase is nothing compared to his 3-point percentage this season, as it skyrocketed from 30% to a jaw-dropping 48% on 3.6 attempts. His player efficiency rating is also up to 20 right now, which is the second highest on the Raptors. So it's safe to say that Barnes has improved quite a bit since last season. That's a wrap for this video. Have you guys been impressed with Scottie this season? Let us know down in the comments below. As always, remember to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.